I know I normally don't wear beanies, but I'm having a bad hair day today, so. Hi YouTube, welcome back to another video. I am doing another episode of the FiGPiN app breakdown today. I had to film this super quick because I know launch day is coming up soon and I know that there are going to be people who are confused. I was pretty confused when I first heard about it, but it's actually pretty simple. So if you like my FiGPiN app breakdown videos, then make sure to give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. And with that, we'll just get right into it. So launch day is basically FiGPiN's way of giving collectors more information right when they unlocked the pin. If you were collecting before launch day was implemented, then how it worked is that you would put your serial number into the app. If that pin isn't unlockable yet, as in the unlock day hasn't arrived yet, then you can't see the stats of your pin at all. You kind of just have to wait until unlock day and then hope for a good unlock and then see your pin stats then. But with launch day now, you'll be able to claim your pin. So right when you put the serial number into the app, then you will be able to see the pin stats right away. So basically what's happening is that launch day is replacing unlock day. So instead of it being called unlock, it's actually going to be called claim now. So you're claiming your pin. Unlock day is now going to be called launch day, and your unlock position is now going to be your launch position. So it used to say adopt position, I think, but now it's going to say launch position. They're basically the same thing, except the way that it's given out is a little bit different. So your launch position no longer depends on how fast you click the unlock button during unlock day and how fast your internet speed is. Now on launch day, you are just automatically assigned a launch position, and that position is based on your serial number. I will explain that more in detail later. Claiming your pin is basically the same thing as unlocking your pin. You put your pin serial number into the app and then it'll show you all of your pin stats, and then you will have a button called claim. So when you click that claim button, that pin will automatically be added to your collection. It doesn't matter if launch day hasn't come yet. It doesn't matter if launch day has passed. When you claim your pin, it will be added to your collection. There are two different kinds of claims that you could do. There's a first claim and then there's a reclaim. First claim means that you are the original adopter of the pin. So that pin has never been claimed to anybody else's account before. Your account is the first account that claims that pin. And then reclaim means that someone else had that pin in their collection before, and then you are reclaiming it to your account, so you're not the original owner of that pin. Another interesting thing is now first claim is worth more points than reclaiming a pin. So if you get first claim on your pin, which means you're the original owner of that pin, you get 50 story points, versus if you reclaim a pin, then it's 20 story points. It doesn't matter if you're 4th, 5th, or 50th claim on that pin, it's always going to be 20 points if it's a reclaim. So this is interesting because now whether you get an original claim or if you get a reclaim, it actually matters now. Beforehand, it didn't really matter. I know some people did like collecting only original unlocks, but in terms of points, it never really mattered. But now if you get a first claim, it's worth a lot more points than if you get a reclaim. So I think that's gonna kind of change how the secondary market works. I'm not too into like, you know, reselling and like buying off the secondary market, but I do think that it will change because now first claims are technically more valuable because they give you more points than a reclaim does. Launch day is set 10 days after the first person has claimed their pin. So let's say that, you know, the Vader Ultra, right, like has already shipped out and then someone claims it to their account. The moment that that pin gets claimed to the account, now there's a launch day set. So that launch day happens 10 days after the first claim. And what happens on launch day is that you get a launch card. So that launch card, when you flip it, it'll give you a launch position based on your serial number. How that position is determined is FiGPiN's secret. I don't know if they'll ever reveal like how it works, but I think that takes a lot of pressure off of the collector to be like spamming the unlock button during unlock day. I know for sure for me, it was super stressful. So like I'm actually glad that the pressure is off of me now and it's just based on luck of the draw pretty much. So if you got like a good serial number, then you get a good launch position. So to go more in depth on how it works, when you claim your pin, meaning you've added it to your account, you get a launch card. So that launch card will look different based on whether or not launch day has passed or not. If launch day hasn't happened yet, then when you try to flip it, it'll actually tell you when launch day is going to happen. So from there, if launch day hasn't happened yet, all the pins that were claimed before launch day will go into a pool. And then within that pool, your launch position gets determined on launch day. So let's say that before launch day happened, 200 people claimed that pin, right? So on launch day, you will get a position between 1 and 200. So let's say that someone has claimed their pin after launch day has passed, right? Then they will be able to flip their launch card immediately, and that launch position will just be based like chronologically. Let me just give you an example to clear it up. So 200 people got assigned launch positions during launch day, right? And then let's say the first person to claim their pin after launch day had passed, if they flip that launch card, then they will get 200 first, and then the next person will get 200 second, and so on. And so it's not random at that point anymore, it's just chronological. The last thing that I want to touch on is how this affects how your pin goes into the unlocker room, because I know a lot of people are going to be curious about that. So when you first claim your pin, that pin will automatically get sent into the unlocker room. So exactly the same as how it would have been if you unlock your pin before all of these changes happened. So you claim your pin, it gets added to your collection, and it gets sent into the unlocker room for 24 hours. When launch day comes, if you flip your launch card, by the way, you can flip your launch card anytime after launch day has happened. Like, it doesn't matter if it's like 30 days after, 50 days after, your launch position will stay the same regardless of when you flip it. So when you flip your launch card, then that will also send the pin into the unlocker room for 24 hours. So if launch day has passed and you claim your pin and then you launch it immediately, that pin gets sent into the unlocker room twice, pretty much. That's basically the gist of how it works. I'm sure more questions are going to arise as launch day actually happens and people get to experience it a little bit more, but the system is pretty straightforward, and I hope that I explained it well enough for people to understand. If you have any questions or clarifying comments, please comment them down below so you can help other people out as well. And if you have no idea about anything that I just talked about, make sure to watch my FiGPiN app breakdown playlist, starting from the basics, because the FiGPiN app is pretty nuanced and there's kind of a lot to know about the app, and I think my playlist kind of helps break it down a little bit better for newer collectors. So definitely check that out if you are new to collecting FiGPiNs. On top of that, make sure to like this video and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and as always, I will see you in my next video. Thank you. Bye.